Let's dive into something pretty amazing, the hidden and honestly profound connection between two things we use every single day, the language we speak and the music we love. Now, you might think they're from completely different worlds, but what if they're actually just singing the same song?
It sounds like a bit of a trick question, doesn't it? I mean, you've got this epic, sprawling work of art on one hand and a basic little tool for communication on the other. But what if I told you they're actually built from the same blueprint, that they're just two different dialects of one universal human language? Okay, so let's start with the most obvious connection, the one you can literally feel in your bones. We're talking about their shared heartbeat, their rhythmic foundation.
Think about it. In language, we've got the rhythm and the flow of our syllables, the way our voice rises and falls, the pace of our sentences. And in music, well, it's the interplay of beats, the meter, the tempo. They're really just different instruments playing the same fundamental pulse, a pulse that gives everything flow and helps us make sense of it all.
And this isn't just some dry technical thing. This dynamic pulse is something deeply, deeply human. It resonates with us instinctively, you know? It doesn't matter if you're listening to a powerful speech or a moving piece of music, you feel that pulse.
All right, rhythm is the foundation. But now let's dig a little deeper into the hidden architecture behind it all. We're going to explore what I like to call the grammar of sound.
First, just a super quick refresher on something we all use without even thinking about it: syntax. All that means is the set of rules we follow to arrange words. It's the grammar that turns a random jumble of words into a sentence that actually makes sense.
So it's like this, right? We take our vocabulary, all the words we know, we apply the rules of grammar, and boom, out comes a meaningful sentence. Pretty straightforward. But here is where it gets really, really cool.
Music does the exact same thing, seriously. It takes its own vocabulary, which is notes, and it applies a set of rules, which we can call melodic syntax, to create a coherent melody. It's not just random sounds, it's totally structured.
This melodic syntax is basically the hidden grammar of music. It's the reason a string of notes can feel so satisfying or just plain wrong. It creates expectations and then resolves them, guiding you through this whole harmonic journey, just like a good sentence guides you to its point.
And the vocabularies themselves are so similar. Language has its sounds, words, and tone of voice. Music has its notes, chords, and what's called timbre, which is just the unique sound of an instrument, like why a trumpet sounds so different from a guitar. Both systems are pulling from this rich palette of sounds to express themselves.
Okay, so we've got a shared rhythm and a shared grammar. But so what? What's the point of all this structure? Well, it all points to a shared purpose, conveying meaning and, maybe even more importantly, emotion.
This quote really just nails it. Semantics is just a fancy word for the meaning in language, and it's saying that the meaning in our words and the emotional power of music come together to do the same thing, send really nuanced and powerful messages.
And music, you could say, has its own kind of emotional dictionary. A minor key tends to make us feel sad or thoughtful. A fast tempo gets us excited. Composers use these tools just like a writer chooses specific words to get a specific feeling out of their audience. It's amazing how reliable it is.
And of course, it's not just what you say or play, it's how you do it. The phrasing, the pauses, the emphasis, that's what really shapes the intent. You know the difference, right? Between someone saying, "I'm fine," and "I'm fine." The exact same words or notes can mean completely different things.
So let's zoom out for a second and look at the whole shebang. We've got these two incredibly powerful systems, music and language, and they seem to be built on the very same chassis. But what does that look like out in the real world? This is where it gets really beautiful, I think. Just like language evolves into all these different regional dialects and accents, music blossoms into countless genres and cultural traditions. You know, from classical to jazz, from Japanese to Portuguese, they're all just stylistic dialects of this one fundamental human need to express ourselves. What this suggests is that the deep structure, this grammar of sound, could be a human universal, something baked into all of us. But the way we actually use it, the unique dialects we create with it, that is infinitely diverse, deeply personal, and all about culture. But let's be clear, they are not identical. They each have their own unique superpowers. Language is incredible for being explicit. It can state the fact, "I am happy." But music's power, well, it's different. It's more subjective. Music doesn't just tell you someone is happy. It can literally make you feel happiness yourself.
And that brings us to the big final question to chew on. If the words we speak every day and the songs that move us to our core really do share a common blueprint, this universal grammar of rhythm, structure, and emotion, then what does that tell us about the very nature of the human mind that created them both?